Hello everyone, welcome back to Chasing Narrative with AJ, and today I'm going to go over the Future Soldier program. So a lot of people think that when they join the military, that process is over with. No, once you join the military, no matter which branch you decide to join, every branch has a Future Soldier program. The Future Soldier program is very important. For one, it's going to help you get into shape if you're not in shape before shipping out to basic training. Two, and more importantly, it's going to help you get promoted. So when I was a recruiter for the Army, if you had an associate's degree, you would come in as an E3. If you had a bachelor's degree, you would come in as an E4. Now, if you didn't have a degree, you still can get promoted. A lot of times we have people that did JRTC in high school. Depending on how many years you did, you either would come in as an E2 or an E3. Another thing that could help you get promoted too is referrals. So let's say you did JRTC for 2 years and you hook your recruiter up with a referral, that'll get you E3. Another thing that you could do as well is what we call the Future Soldier training that's online. Normally it takes like 2-3 hours to complete, but if you complete the Future Soldier training along with taking a PT test, that essentially would get you E3 as well. So what I normally would do, like I said before, if I knew somebody was trying hard to give me a referral and they couldn't give me a referral, then I would use the previous enlistment that I had and I would make that person their referral. So let's say, again, hypothetically, I got John that enlisted on Monday, right? But Suzanne is enlisting on Friday. I would use Suzanne as John's referral so that he could get promoted to E2. And then you do the Future Soldier program, then you'll get promoted to E3. So a lot of people, again, think that once they join, that's the end of the process. No. And then they look sad when they see other people in basic training with E2, E3 rank, and E4, not realizing that either they recruited and told them about the Future Soldier program, or they were just so excited about joining that they really didn't want to pay attention as far as getting promoted. So I'm going to show you guys 3 videos today that's going to help you guys get promoted.
Join, you should look into FSTS, Future Soldier Training Program. With that being said, just like you have RASP, all of these other schoolings that'll teach you, what to expect before you go into these schoolings, they have schoolings for basic training too. You will literally get prepared to go to basic training. You can ask your recruiter about this. And I know the biggest question is, within this schooling, will I get paid? Yes, you will get paid. It's literally just like a course that's going to get you, right with the fundamentals before you go to basic. That way you don't go up in there,
Now, I will tell you this. When we did the Future Soldier program, you didn't get paid. Essentially, you came in like every Thursday. You would work out for like 30 minutes. Or sometimes a recruiter would give you a class like on land navigation, how to march, things of that nature. So you don't get paid. Maybe he got paid, but I know from my experience of being a 5-year Army recruiter, none of my future soldiers that I work with got paid. They only got paid as soon as they shipped out to basic training. Essentially, like I said, when it comes to being a future soldier, you already know when you're shipping out. So as soon as you go to MEPS and you raise your right hand, you get a contract. So with that contract, you know the date that you're shipping out. You know the date that you're supposed to complete basic training. You know the date that you're supposed to enter advanced training, which is where you learn your job. You know the date you're supposed to graduate to advanced training. If you already signed up for a particular duty station, that duty station will be in your contract as well.
Okay, cool. So, as you know, when you join the military, your pay is based off of your rank and your time in service, right? So, how do people get promoted before leaving to basic training? Everybody wants to know. And it's literally a few easy steps. So the first thing you're going to do is go after you enlist, you're going to go to futuresoldiers.com. So once you go to the Future Soldiers website, you're going to register for your account as a future soldier. Then when you get onto the website, there's going to be mandatory training. Now, those are going to be computer-based modules that are going to not only prepare you for basic training, but also prepare you to get paid more, right? So you have to complete all of the mandatory training, the modules, as well as making sure that you click launch exam. That is key. You have to pass the exam. Once you pass the exams for all of the mandatory training, then that's when your recruiter will be able to log into the system and see that you completed all of your training. Now, after you complete that part, the next step is you're going to have to talk to your recruiter to schedule a fitness test. Now, the fitness test, don't be intimidated. It's not fully what you will be doing while you're a full soldier, like we do the AFT, but this test is going to prepare you for basic training as well. So you're going to have to do hand release push-ups, a plank, and a 2-mile run. And you're going to have to pass.
So I'm gonna interrupt Son Scott. When I was a recruiter, I know times have changed, so I believe what she's saying. But when I was a recruiter, when you did the PT test, in order to try to get promoted, you had 2 minutes of push-ups, 2 minutes of sit-ups, and a 2-mile run. And that was always a standard, even when we came out with the new PT test. But again, things have changed. I actually believe with what she's saying. But to go back into the future soldier training that she was talking about, it's up to you whether you want to get promoted or not. I've had future soldiers that didn't complete the future soldier training and they went in as an E1 or an E2 because they just didn't take the initiative to do the future soldier training. At the end of the day, I can tell you how to get promoted, but if you don't do what I tell you to do in order to get promoted and me trying to help you, then that's on you, because at the end of the day, I got my rank. It's up to you whether you want to get paid more money and you want to have more rank to fast track in the Army. So again, that's really on the individual.
These events in order to get promoted. So that's all you need. Online training, fitness test. Then you go to your recruiter and they submit the paperwork. Now you have more rank. But
yes, so a lot of times when it came to the PT test, especially like during COVID, I didn't really give the PT test. I think the first year I was recruiting, I gave people PT tests they want to get promoted. But after that, honestly, I just kind of like read it up, sent the paperwork to the commander. The commander would sign off on the PT test, sign off on the future soldier training document, and then I would upload it to that individual's packet, future soldier packet. And then when they swear in the second time before shipping out, then they would get promoted. So again, she's absolutely right with everything that she's saying. And then another thing that I want to debunk as well is you'll have people say, oh, well, that's only $100 some more a month. If you times that by 12, that's like over $1,200 a month that you'll be getting just from getting promoted. Not only that, you don't want to go to basic training with a fuzzy. You at least want to have some rank on your chest. You don't want to go there with a fuzzy and you don't have nothing, nothing at all. You want to go there at least as an E2 or as an E3. And then I'm gonna show another video of Sarah Scott. She's really good when it comes to all her content, but I really like her future soldier content. So I'm gonna show you guys one more video.
You trying to make some more money? I know you are. Hi, I'm Songbird Scott Taylor Scott, your favorite recruiter, and today we're going to talk about how you can get from E2 to E3 or E3 to E4 before going to basic combat training. So this is for my future soldiers. So that means that you already completed your process of joining the Army and now you are waiting to ship to basic training. So the way how you can get to rank up is by participating in the soldier referral program. Now this program is really cool because it also applies to the soldiers that are currently in the Army and they are also E2, E3, they finish training, maybe they're at their unit. And with the soldier referral program, all you have to do is talk to your friends, your family members, and refer them to the Army. Now, if you already have communication with your recruiter, maybe the recruiter that helped you join, or somebody that you know, then you can send the person in your life who's interested in the Army to that recruiter. Now, when you send that person to the recruiter, you have to make sure that they have your first name, your last name, your DOD ID number, and your phone number. These are the 4 things that have to go inside of the system in order for us to put that you referred this person into the Army. You can also go to goarmy.com and you can fill out a soldier referral and you'll put your information in there too. But if you still are cool with your recruiter, or maybe it's somebody that you know that is a recruiter and you want to do it that way, you can. Now, the person that you refer has to join the Army and ship to basic training. So once that person ships to basic training, that is when you'll be eligible for that promotion. So the cool thing about
She's absolutely right. And from a recruiter perspective, right, a lot of people don't know this. When a future soldier ships, that's when the contract actually counts for the recruiter. If that future soldier is a future soldier and that person decides, hey, I don't want to do this no more, and they don't ship, then that recruiter loses the contract. So again, I just want to put that out there because a lot of people think, oh, well, I already joined, my recruiter is good. No. You need to ship out. Once you ship out, then that contract counts. If you decide to back out, for one, nothing's going to happen to you. You just got to wait like 6 months to try to rejoin and explain why you didn't ship the first time. But 2, it's going to hurt your recruiter the most because now that recruiter has lost the contract and now they're -1, and they got to hope that they put in 2-3 that phase line. And if they didn't, now they -1. Now they owe the Army a contract. So it's a lot of variables when it comes to that.
About this program is you can put in multiple people. Now it does stop at.
Now I'm gonna use myself as an example. This video is about to be over with. So when I joined, I gave my recruiter 2 people, right? I gave my recruiter 2 people, and I took the PT test. That gave me E3. So again, it really depends on your recruiter. Make sure the recruiter does the paperwork for you. You want to give your recruiter a referral and that person joins, and then now you're not getting paid for that, or you're not getting the proper rank for that. So make sure that recruiter knows, hey, I refer this person. Hey, I want to see in my paperwork while I'm at MEPS to see I'm getting promoted. And honestly, and I've had applicants do this. If you are at MEPS, right, and you're a future soldier, and that today is the day you're supposed to ship out, and something you're not comfortable with in your contract, you can stop the process. I've seen it where I've had recruiters that promise an applicant, like, hey, I'm gonna get you promoted. Once that applicant became a future soldier, the future soldier did whatever they needed to do, and then their paperwork wasn't even in their packet. They like, hold on, like my recruiter told me I would leave as an E3. So you can stop the process, but you never want to leave without making sure everything in your future soldier pack is correct. And one more story. So I remember in E4, like he literally graduated from college, had a bachelor's degree. He was supposed to ship out as an E4. His recruiter failed to put the paperwork in his packet, and then the guy wound up shipping out as an E1. Mind you, he has a bachelor's degree. So you really want to hound your recruiter and make sure that recruiter is doing whatever they need to do in order for you to get promoted before you actually ship out to basic training.
E4, because in order to be E5, that's sergeant, that's more rank, and that's going to be when you're actually within the Army and you're in your unit. But E1 to E4 is the ranks that you can enter in initially. So let's say you refer maybe 3 people and 2 of them join the Army. And you also are going to have the opportunity to have extra ribbon for your dress uniform. And if you put in a few more people, then you're going to have that insignia on there.
So that's something that they had came out with like a year before I got out of the Army. So yeah, you do get a ribbon now if you refer people. Also too, if you're already in the Army or you're already active in whatever active or reserve, whatever branch you decide to join, and you give referrals, again, make sure that recruiter you talk to has your information. Therefore, you can get the proper credit. You go around and get promoted, and you will also get a ribbon as well, which I think is pretty cool.
That shows that you referred more than one person. So that's a really cool way. Drop in the comments if you actually have participated in this program and have been promoted within the program. It's a really cool thing that we're doing right now within the Army. I don't know about any of the other branches doing it, but one thing about the Army, we're gonna get you some more money.
She is absolutely right. Thank you, Sergeant Scott. Like, we're gonna get you the money. We're gonna make sure that you get promoted. But again, you got some good recruiters, you got some bad recruiters. I could tell that she's a good recruiter because she's looking to get her people promoted and get paid. So again, you want to hound your recruiter. When you join the military, let's use the Army for example. When you join the Army, your process is not over. It's like you running a marathon, you got this hill, right? yes, you got over that hill, but now it's downhill now. That's when you're supposed to focus on your future soldier stuff, because you want to be able to get promoted. Again, a lot of people think, oh, well, I joined, I got my little backpack, I'm good to go. No, you want to get promoted, because what's going to happen is you going to go to basic training and you're going to see people that are E2s, E3s, E4s, and you're going to wonder, how did they get promoted? And then they're going to say, well, my recruiter took care of me. Well, my recruiter didn't. Yeah, you might have had a shitty recruiter, but at the same time, did you get with your recruiter? Did you hound your recruiter like, hey, this is what I need to do to get promoted? When you sign your contract again at MEPS the day you were shipping out, did you review your contract and make sure like, hey, I want to get promoted? Because at the end of the day, if you haven't done anything you needed to do to get promoted the day you ship out, then that's on you. You can't blame your recruiter because you didn't really get with your recruiter and talk about it. So again, guys, I'm gonna make more videos like this. I'm a prior recruiter, so I enjoy talking about this stuff. A lot of people that are looking to join don't know, so that's what I'm here for. And I appreciate you guys' support like always. Salute, peace.